The blessed month of Ramadan is upon us. And when it begins, a lot of things happen. إذا دخل رمضان فتحت أبواب السماء. When Ramadan begins, the doors of the heavens are opened. And in one narration, the Prophet ﷺ said, Futihat abwabul Jannah. The doors of Jannah are opened. Now, it's as though those doors are beckoning, come this way, by fasting. وَغُلِّقَتْ أَبْوَابُ جَهَنَّمْ. And the doors of Jahannam are slammed shut. In other words, you're going to have to try very hard to get in. And Jahannam is a dungeon. If you're in, you can't get out. Subhanallah. The last person to leave Jahannam, from those that will leave Jahannam, may we never have to experience the punishment of Jahannam, will try to climb out many times, and he'll keep falling back in. And when he eventually climbs out, his body will have been burned and become like a cinder, like ash. And he will have gone through so much trauma, so much horror, that he will have forgotten everything. He will assume that he's the only person to have survived this catastrophe. And then he'll see a tree. It's a long narration, I'll just touch on it very briefly. And a very beautiful narration. And there'll be a spring of water flowing under that tree. And it'll look like a nice shaded place to sit and rest. And he'll muster the courage and he'll speak to Allah. And remember, people in Jahannam are banned from talking to Allah as well. He'll be allowed to talk now. He's done his sentence. So he'll say, Ya Rab, say, I want to sit under that tree. I want to take its shade and drink the water. And Allah Ta'ala will say, if I give you this, will you ask for anything else? He said, no, I promise, I won't ask for anything else. Okay. So he'll be put under the tree. And this is his gradual recovery and rehabilitation process after being in Jahannam for a period of time. And then after a while, he'll see another tree. It looks better than the first. Same conversation. Second, third tree. By that time, and the hadith says Allah will smile when he speaks to Allah and breaks his promise every time. And eventually he'll see Jannah and he'll hear the sounds inside. He'll say, I want to go in. And then Allah Ta'ala will give him a huge chunk of Jannah for his permanent abode. And he'll say to Allah, don't joke with me, O Allah. And Allah Ta'ala will tell him, I'm not joking. I'm Rabbul Alameen. So Jahannam, the doors are shut in Ramadan. And then, if that's not enough, if we can't experience the spiritual impact of this, we learn from the hadith that the climate of this earth, we talk about climate change, is influenced by Jannah and Jahannam. فَإِنَّ شِدَّةَ الْحَرِّ مِنْ فَيْحِ جَهَنَّمْ. The hadith says that the intensity of heat is because of the excitement of the flames of Jahannam. When you have very, very hot weather, it's the dunya being influenced by the environment of Jahannam. When you have unusually intense hot weather. It's mentioned in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, what's happening in the other worlds that Allah has created, in Al-Mala'ul A'la, in Jannah, in Jahannam, around the arsh of Allah, all of that has an impact on this earth and on our hearts. But if that's not enough, and we still have excuses to smoke that joint and drink that extra glass of intoxicant, or to go on that date, or whatever it might be, or to consume something on the screen that Allah has made haram, whatever it might be, Allah Ta'ala has made the job even easier. My servant if you want to do tawbah, I'm going to assist you further. وَسُلْسِلَةِ الشَّيَاطِينَ. The rebellious shayateen are chained up, so obedience becomes easy. So let me conclude, my friends. The door of rahmah, the doors of rahmah, of maghfirah, of Jannah are to be opened for this month. The doors of Jahannam are to be shut. The rebellious shayateen are to be locked away. And we are to be put into a state of, in today's terms, intermittent fasting, which will only benefit our physical health as well. So what's the excuse? We should be excited and looking forward. We should be committed to serving Allah and sorting ourselves out, our lives out, leaving the material dunya aside for a few days, these few weeks, short month. The fasts are shorter this year anyway. And committing to listening to the whole of the Quran in the state of Qiyam and Salah, inshallah. Yes? May Allah grant us tawfiq.